My name is Alina Brooks. I'm 33 years old. And the night my sister tried to turn me into a joke, she didn't realize she was handing me the mic instead. You ever been in a room where everybody feels something's about to go sideways, but nobody stops it? Yeah, that kind of night. We were at my cousin's engagement dinner. Fancy backyard setup, string lights glowing, wine flowing like nobody had jobs the morning. Everybody dressed nice, acting nicer, fake nice. I was sitting at the end of the table, minding my business, sipping water. Yeah, water, because I actually like remembering my decisions the next day. That's when my sister, Tasha, stood up. Now, Tasha loves attention the way some people love oxygen. She can't breathe without it. She tapped her glass with a spoon, cling, cling, and instantly everybody quieted down. She smiled. That polished, pageant smile nonsense, the kind that looks sweet until you've known her long enough to see the blade behind it. "I just want to make a little toast," she said. I already knew. You don't grow up with someone like her and not feel the storm before it hits. To family, to success, and to the ones who, well, she paused, looking straight at me, are still trying to figure it out. A couple people laughed. Soft, nervous, weak. "But hey," she added, raising her glass higher, "we still love you, girl, even if you're always the one struggling." That was it. That was the moment. You'd think after all these years it wouldn't hit, but it did. Not because it was new, because it was familiar. Same script, different audience. I sat there for a second. Heart steady, face calm. Then I stood up. Slow, deliberate, and every eye in that backyard shifted from her to me. "You done?" I asked. She smirked. "Relax, Alina, it's just a joke." Nah, that word joke has been hiding disrespect in families for centuries. I picked up my glass. Cool, then let's toast properly. Now nobody was laughing. Not anymore. "To the one," I continued, looking right at her, "who calls me broke but borrows money every other month like it's a subscription service." Silence. Heavy. Immediate. Her smile froze. My mom blinked. My dad looked down like he suddenly found the table very interesting. "And since we're joking," I added, "should I list the amounts or we're keeping it classy tonight?" A fork dropped somewhere. Clink. That tiny sound echoed louder than anything else. Tasha laughed, but it came out tight, forced. "Oh, wow," she said. "You're really doing this right now?" "You started it," I replied. "I'm just finishing it." Now, here's the thing about people who live in performance mode. They don't know what to do when the script breaks. She crossed her arms. "You act like you're better than everybody just because you pinch pennies and live boring." Boring. That word again. People love calling discipline boring. I nodded slowly. "Yeah, I'm boring. I pay my bills. I don't fake a lifestyle. I don't need to impress strangers on Instagram while calling my sister for rent at 11:47 p.m. Gasps. Actual gasps this time. And just like that, the spotlight flipped. She looked around for backup. Nobody moved. Because deep down, people knew. They just never expected me to say it. "You're jealous," she snapped. "That's what this is. You hate seeing me win." I let out a small laugh. "Win?" I said. "Tasha, you're not winning. You're renting success." That one hit. Hard. Even my cousin whispered, "Damn," under her breath. Tasha stepped closer. "You really want to embarrass me in front of everybody?" I leaned in just enough so she could hear me clearly. "No," I said quietly. "You embarrassed yourself. I just stopped covering it up." And that right there, that changed everything. Because for years, I wasn't just her sister. I was her safety net, her cleanup crew, her silent partner in lies I didn't create. And that night, I resigned, right there on heels on someone else's patio. No speech, no announcement, just truth. "You owe me $6,700, I said out loud, and the whole place went still, like even the wind paused to listen. My mom whispered, "Alina," but I didn't stop. February, April, June, last month, and that quick 500 you said you'd send back in a week, still waiting. Tasha's face lost color, real quick. "You're insane," she muttered. I shook my head. "Nah, I just keep receipts." And then I did something nobody expected. I reached into my bag and pulled them out. Printed, organized, dates, transfers, messages. Not for drama, for clarity. I placed them gently on the table, not slammed, not waved, just set down. Like facts don't need volume, they just need presence. "You made me look small to feel big, but we're done with that." Nobody spoke. Not my parents, not the cousins, not even her. Because the truth has a way of shutting down noise. And in that moment, for the first time in my life, I wasn't the quiet one anymore.
Nobody moved. Not right away. It was like the entire backyard forgot how to function. Conversations died mid-sentence, forks hovered in the air, and the music playing from the speaker suddenly felt way too loud for what was happening. Tasha stared at the papers on the table like they were written in fire. "You really printed this?" she said, her voice shaky now. Not loud, not confident, shaky. I shrugged slightly. "You really thought I wouldn't remember?" That hit different. Because memory is one thing. Proof? That's a whole different level. My dad finally cleared his throat. "Alina, maybe we don't need to—" "No," I cut in. Calm, but firm. "We do." That surprised him. I don't interrupt my dad. Never have. But tonight wasn't normal rules night. Tonight was truth night. My mom leaned forward, trying to soften everything like she always does. "Sweetheart, this isn't the place." I looked at her. Really looked. And for the first time, I didn't see comfort. I saw avoidance. "It wasn't the place when she mocked me either," I said quietly. But nobody stopped that. That landed heavy. Because it was true. Silence again. Thicker this time. Tasha tried to recover, because that's her superpower. She can fall apart and still try to look put together at the same time. "It's not that serious," she said, forcing a laugh. "You're acting like I robbed you." I tilted my head. "Didn't I?" Her jaw tightened. "I said I was going to pay you back." "When?" I asked. No answer. Just blinking, looking around, searching for someone to jump in. Nobody did. That's the thing about truth. It doesn't need backup. It just stands there. Uncomfortable. Unavoidable. Her fiancé, Derek, stepped forward then. He'd been near the grill, quiet the whole time, like he didn't want to be part of it. But now, he couldn't stay out of it. "Wait," said he slowly. "What money?" And there it was. The crack. Tasha turned toward him too fast. "Babe, it's nothing. She's exaggerating." I laughed once. Not loud. Just enough. "You told him you were good?" I said. "That everything was handled?" Derek looked between us. "Tasha?" She swallowed. Things got tight for a minute." "How tight?" he asked. That question? That one changed the air. Because it wasn't emotional, it was factual. And facts don't bend easy. "She helped a little," Tasha muttered. I stepped in. $6,700 is not a little, I said. Derek's face shifted. That moment when someone realizes they've been standing in a story that isn't real. You told me your bonus covered rent. Silence. That was her answer. He exhaled slow. You lied to me? Now she was cornered, and people who feel cornered either break or they attack. She chose attack. This is her fault, she snapped, pointing at me. She's twisting everything to make me look bad. I blinked. Me? I said. You made a whole speech calling me broke. That was a joke. No, I said, stepping closer. That was disrespect. Nobody argued that. Not anymore. Because everyone had seen it, heard it, felt it. Derek shook his head, rubbing his face. Why didn't you tell me? Because it's embarrassing, she shot back. Then why wasn't it embarrassing when you were asking for it? I said. That one cut clean, and you could feel it. Tasha's eyes filled not soft tears, not regret tears, angry tears. You think you're better than me, she said, voice cracking. No, I replied. I just stopped pretending you treat me right. Boom. Another silence. But this one felt final, like something had officially broken. My mom stood up then, nervous energy all over her. Okay, enough. This is getting out of hand. I turned to her. It's been out of hand for years. She froze. Because she knew. Deep down, she knew. My dad finally stood too, slower. Tasha, is what she's saying true? There it was. The question. The one that should have been asked a long time ago. Tasha didn't answer right away. And honestly, that pause said everything. I was going to fix it, she said finally. Not deny, not explain, just delay. My dad closed his eyes for a second, and I swear, he aged right there. Fix it how? He asked quietly. No answer. Again. That's when something shifted. Not loud, not dramatic, but real. My parents stopped defending the moment and started seeing it, really seeing it. Tasha looked at them, panic creeping in. You're seriously taking her side? My dad shook his head slowly. This isn't about sides. It clearly is. No, I said. It's about truth. She turned back to me, anger boiling now. You just ruined everything. I held her gaze. No, I said softly. I just stopped letting you. That hit deeper than anything else I'd said. Because it wasn't loud, it was calm. And calm truth? That's the hardest kind to fight. Derek stepped back a little, creating space between them. Physical space. And that said more than words. I need a minute, he said. And he walked off. Didn't slam anything, didn't yell, just left. Tasha watched him go like the ground under her feet had disappeared. And honestly, maybe it had. Because when the illusion breaks, everything built on it starts shaking. The backyard didn't feel like a party anymore. It felt like aftermath. People avoided eye contact. Some quietly packed up. Others pretended to scroll on their phones. But everybody knew they had just witnessed something real. Not drama, not gossip. Truth. Raw and unedited. I gathered my papers calmly, sliding them back into my bag. No rush, no chaos, just done. I'll send you a repayment plan, I said to her. If you ignore it, I'm done completely. She didn't respond. She couldn't, because for the first time, she had no control over the narrative, and I wasn't playing my old role anymore. I looked at my parents. This isn't me being cruel, I said. This is me being done. My mom looked like she wanted to say something, but nothing came out. Because what do you say when the quiet one finally speaks? Nothing. You listen. And that's exactly what they were finally starting to do, for the first time in years.
The sun was almost down by the time most people left. That golden light, the kind that usually makes everything feel warm and peaceful, felt strange that evening, like it didn't belong to us anymore. The yard looked tired. Half-empty plates, crushed cups in the grass, chairs slightly out of place, like the whole place had exhaled after holding its breath too long. I stood near the edge of the lake, arms folded, just breathing. Not angry, not even shaking anymore, just clear. For the first time in years, my chest didn't feel tight around my family. Behind me, I heard the screen door creak. Alina, my dad. I didn't turn right away. Yeah, I said after a second. Come sit with us. I almost said no, but something in his voice, it wasn't authority, it wasn't control, it was different. So I walked back, slow, measured. My mom was already sitting at the patio table, eyes red. My dad pulled out a chair for me. I sat, and for a moment, nobody spoke. That kind of silence, it's not empty, it's heavy. It's the kind that forces truth to show up whether you're ready or not. Finally, my mom spoke. You should have told us, she said softly. I looked at her, really looked, and for the first time, I didn't feel the need to protect her feelings. I did, I said. She frowned slightly. Not like this. No, I said, not in a way you were willing to hear. That hit. I saw it. Because she knew. All those little moments when I'd hinted, when I'd said I was tired, when I'd brushed things off with a, it's fine. She remembered. And now she understood what fine actually meant. My dad leaned forward, elbows on his knees. How long? He asked quietly. Years, I said. Not dramatic, not exaggerated, just truth. My mom shook her head slowly, like she was trying to rewrite memory in real time. You should have pushed harder, she asked. I almost laughed. Because every time I did, I got told to be the bigger person. Silence. Because that's the thing about that phrase. It sounds noble, but most of the time, it just means stay quiet so things stay comfortable. My dad exhaled deeply. We didn't realize it was like this. I know, I said, and I meant it. They didn't realize, but not because it was hidden, because it was easier not to look. My mom reached for my hand, hesitated, then held it. Did she really owe you all that? She asked, voice shaking. Yes. No hesitation, no softening, because I was done shrinking truth to make people feel better. My dad nodded slowly. Then he said something I had never heard in my entire life. Then she's going to pay you back. I blinked. Excuse me? You heard me, he said, calm but firm. That's not a favor, that's debt. That word again, debt. And it changed everything, because for once, they weren't framing it as sister helping sister. They were calling it what it actually was. My mom nodded through tears. We should have stopped this a long time ago. I swallowed. That sentence, that one hurt more than anything else, because it confirmed something I had always felt, but never heard. You didn't see me, I quietly said. They both looked up. I was right here, doing everything right, holding things together, and somehow I became the one who needed nothing. My mom broke then, real tears, Not soft ones, not controlled ones. "I'm sorry," she whispered. "I'm so, so sorry." My dad didn't speak right away. He just looked at me, and I saw something in his eyes I had never seen before. Regret. Deep, quiet regret. "You should have protected you, too," he said. That one, that one hit deep. Because I didn't need saving, but I did need fairness. And hearing him finally understand that, it did something to me. Something heavy. Lifted. Not gone, but lighter. "I'm not doing this anymore," I said gently. "Doing what?" my mom asked. "Carrying people who don't respect me." Clear. Simple. Final. They nodded. No argument. No, but she's your sister. Just acceptance. And that? That was new. The door opened again. Tasha. She walked out slowly this time. No attitude, no performance, just different. Her makeup was smudged, eyes swollen, and for once, she didn't look polished. She looked real, which, honestly, was kind of shocking. She stopped a few steps away, didn't sit, didn't speak right away. Then finally, I messed up. We all looked at her, because that was new. She swallowed hard. I didn't think it would go this far. I tilted my head slightly. You didn't think I'd say anything. She didn't deny it. That told me everything. She looked at me and her voice dropped. "I'm sorry." Not loud, not dramatic, just quiet. "I used you," she said, and then acted like I didn't need you. Yeah, that part. That was the truth. "I made you look small so I could feel bigger," she added. Nobody moved, nobody interrupted, because for once, she wasn't performing, she was admitting. "I don't know how to fix it," she said. And honestly, that might have been the most real thing she said all night. I took a breath, slow, steady. "You don't fix it with words," I said. She nodded slightly. "You fix it with change." Silence again. Then I added, "and distance." That one hit her. I saw it. "But I said sorry," she said, almost like she was confused. "I know," I replied, "and I hear you. But sorry doesn't erase years," I said gently. That's the part people hate, because apologies feel like closure, but they're not. They're just the beginning. "I'm not cutting you off forever," I said. Her eyes lifted. "But I am stepping back," I continued. "For me." She nodded slowly, like she didn't like it, but she understood. My dad spoke up then. "You'll pay her back." She looked at him, then nodded again. "Yeah," she said quietly, "I will." And for once, nobody questioned it. The night settled after that. Not perfectly, not magically, but honestly. And honestly, that was better than anything we had before. A few days later, I got a message from Derek. "I didn't know. I'm sorry I believed it." I stared at it for a while, then replied, "Not your fault. Just pay attention next time." Because sometimes that's all you can ask from people, to see clearly. Weeks passed. Things changed. Not overnight, but slowly. My parents started checking in more. Not out of guilt, but awareness. Tasha sent her first payment. Small, but real. And more importantly, consistent. We didn't talk much, and that was okay. Because distance doesn't always mean hate. Sometimes it just means healing. One evening, I was sitting alone in my apartment, quiet, peaceful, when it hit me. I wasn't angry anymore, really. I was free. Free from explaining, free from proving, free from shrinking. And that feeling,
it's priceless. Because the truth is, I was never broke. Not financially, not emotionally. I was just surrounded by people who couldn't see my value until I stopped giving it away for free. And once I stopped, everything changed. Not them, me. And that's where real power lives. Not in controlling people, but in choosing yourself every single time.